What's up, guys? Red Wolf here, and welcome back to the Coach to Glory on College Football 26. Just want to take a minute before we dive into things today to thank you guys for the support on both series so far. We're winding down Season 1 with the Missouri State Bears, and NC State is looking hot right now, currently sitting at 8-1 in that series. Just wanted to let you know I have opened up memberships on the channel. Super Chat, Super Thanks are also open. And this would not have happened without you guys watching it. So thank you again. Please don't feel obligated to join, but I would be very grateful if you would. If you don't join, leave a like, comment down below, let me know how you think both series are going. And make sure you hit that subscribe button so we can continue growing this community. Thank you guys for watching. Let's get into today's games. We start out at New Mexico State. The Aggies are 2-4 on the season. Missouri State's on a 3-game winning streak after last episode, currently sitting at 4-2. Jacob Clark is currently having an insane season, averaging well over 300 yards per game while trying to cut down on the turnovers. On our first drive of the day, we're driving the ball down the field on the Aggies. Here's Josh Joyner, the dynamic freshman out of the backfield, picking up a first down. Now we're looking at 3rd and 10 from the 20. Jamari Robinson sits down in the zone, picks up a first down. It's 1st and goal from the 6-yard line. An RPO here, and the give goes to Shamari Lawrence, and he kicks today's episode off with a bang. Hitting the goalpost after he gets into the end zone, Lawrence picks up the first touchdown of the episode. These New Mexico State fans, the ones that showed up, aren't pleased with the start from the Aggies, as they have not had a good season so far and have not had a good start to this game. Up 7-0, the defense gets a stop, and we get the football back. Here's Josh Joyner out of the backfield, making somebody look silly and getting across midfield. Jacob Clark already up to 62 yards today. Josh Joyner with a couple catches early. Now 1st down and 10 from the 41. Clark's in the pocket, has plenty of time. Nobody's open. He tries to escape but gets sacked for a loss of 11 yards. And now we're looking at a 3rd and long. Clark has no choice but to fire it over the middle. There's Ronell Johnson unable to corral that in. Defense gets another stop. The Bears offense picks up at the 6-yard line. 1st down and 10 after the Lawrence 14-yard gain picks up that first down. 83 yards so far for the Bears. Looks like the Aggies have not converted a 3rd down early in this game. Up 7-0, we start the second quarter. 3rd down and 4 from the 27. Clark floats it out to the left side. There's Ronell Johnson breaking a tackle right at midfield and then stiff-arming a defender to the ground as he gets out to the 47. Ronell Johnson is another playmaker on this team who's had an outstanding season. Clark fires again, looking for Johnson, but this time the defender bites in front of that route and picks the football off. The Aggies take over at midfield after the interception thrown by Jacob Clark. The Aggies are celebrating the first time they've really had an opportunity to today. And let's hope that that's not a trend of things to come. Defense does its job, gets a stop, but we're looking at a 3rd down and long. Clark throws off his back foot. We get nothing going on that drive. The ensuing drive, the Aggies have tied it up, and now we're looking at a 3rd and medium. Clark in the pocket out of the shotgun has time, has to check this down to Josh Joyner, and the Aggies defense rallies to the football and brings Joyner down after a short gain. We get the football back. Lawrence starts this drive off with a 12-yard gain. 2nd down and 6 now. Clark in the shotgun, fires to Jamari Robinson, gets close to that marker, and the officials mark it as a 1st down. Joyner with a 6-yard carry makes it 3rd down and 10. Clark in the shotgun again, looking down that left side, looking for Johnson, unable to connect, and that takes us to halftime. Tied 7-7, a little disappointing for Bears fans, as we were expecting to come into this game and pretty much dominate with how our offense has been playing. There's Gary Clinton for the first time today, picking up the 1st down. 1st down and 10 from the 48. Here's another strong run from Shamari Lawrence. Lawrence and Josh Joyner are a dynamic duo out of the backfield. Joyner with that home run threat ability, and Lawrence is able to break tackles and make guys miss once he hits top speed. Ronell Johnson with a big gain gets us down inside the 5-yard line, and we're threatening to score for the first time since our first drive. 1st down and goal from the 5. Joyner's in the backfield. He gets the carry, cuts it back. That's a huge hole opened up by this offensive line, and the Bears get into the end zone for the 2nd time today. Josh Joyner and Shamari Lawrence each with a rushing touchdown as we go up 14-7. We've started both halves off hot as Lawrence capped off our first drive of the game with a rushing touchdown, and now Joyner does the same thing on our first drive of the second half. Our offensive line created a huge hole. Joyner was not going to miss that one. We take a 14-7 lead. Defense gets another stop. We're looking at a 3rd down and 11 on our next drive. A dangerous pass. Looking for Dash Luke. Not really sure what I was thinking on that one. Luckily, it fell to the turf. We pick the ball up inside the 10, but Josh Joyner gets us out for a 1st down. And now James Blackstrain, for the first time today, picks up another. 2nd down and 8. Clark in the pocket. Fires to the right sideline. Looking for Rennell Johnson. And he gets a foot down. An incredible catch on that sideline. Clark overthrew Johnson just a little bit, but Johnson adjusted and made the grab. Now Gary Clinton down the middle. Ball was thrown over his head, unable to catch it. The defense stays hot. Now Clark in the pocket, fires to the left. There's James Blackstrain breaking a tackle, looking to outrun the safety. It looks like he just might do that. 15-10-5, touchdown Bears. James Blackstrain on the comeback route catches the football, breaks a tackle, and then has enough speed to outrun the safety. A huge pass play to number 5, our senior receiver, as Clark finds him in stride. We go up 21-7 late in this game, and with the way our defense is playing, I don't think the Aggies are going to have a chance to come back. Coach Christian Robles on that sideline cheering Blackstrain on as he heads to the house to go up 21-7. Another touchdown pass for Jacob Clark. Another touchdown catch for James Blackstrain. Another stop from the defense. Another completion to Rennell Johnson. That picks up a 1st down. 3rd down and 6 now from the 49. Josh Joyner going in motion. He's probably the primary target here. But Clark fires over the middle looking for Jamari Robinson. Unable to connect. And then on the next drive after a turnover, the first play goes backwards. We have to capitalize when our defense forces turnovers. And that's exactly what we don't need to do. We can't give the ball right back to the Aggies. On 3rd down and 15, we throw an interception. But once again, the defense forces a turnover on downs. 3rd down and 5, Shamari Lawrence making a couple moves, maybe 1 or 2 that were unnecessary, but ends up picking up the 1st down. Now Clark fires to the end zone. It's picked off for the 3rd time today, looking for Gary Clinton, trying to get another score on the board. I'll just force that football in there. It's not a very good day for senior quarterback Jacob Clark. We need 1 1st down to complete this game. We missed the intended receiver, James Blackstrain, on 2nd down, and then Rennell Johnson picks up a short gain on 3rd. But that'll do it. We kick a field goal to go up 24-7. James Blackstrain is your player of the game, going over 100 yards, getting into the end zone, with almost all of those yards coming on the long touchdown. We get to see the end of it here, as Blackstrain made an incredible play to break that tackle and then had enough speed to outrun the safety. I think Josh Joyner and Shamari Lawrence are a dynamic 1-2 punch that not many teams, especially in our conference, have. But next up, we have Florida International. We are at home once again. The Bears fans are showing up as the Bears currently sit at 5-2 and undefeated in conference play. FIU comes in with only 1 loss in conference play. And so this game has important ramifications for conference standings in Conference USA. Our second game of today is about to get underway. Hopefully our offense comes out clicking. Jacob Clark has a better game than in New Mexico. But we'll just have to wait and see. Down 3-0 early. Shamari Lawrence with a stop and go, picking up 6 yards on that carry. On the ensuing play, it's a play action. Clark fires across the left side looking for Rennell Johnson. Finds him out close to midfield. Now on 2nd down and 10, there's Rennell Johnson underneath once again, picking up 8. It's 3rd down and short. Shamari Lawrence with the carry. A great ceiling block from the tight end Gary Clinton. Springs Lawrence down to the 27. Joyner checks back in, flanking Clark to his left. He's in the pocket, firing to the right side. An incredible timing on that catch and throw to Rennell Johnson. Gets us down inside the 10. We're unable to capitalize to get into the end zone. After a turnover by our defense, we pick up the ball in plus territory, Dash Luke starts us out, gets us down to the 14. Now another pass to Rennell Johnson. He gets into the end zone for the Bear touchdown. Rennell Johnson is having himself an all-conference kind of season, as he's probably been Jacob Clark's favorite target. He scores the touchdown. We're going to go up 10-3 here in this important conference matchup. The Bears fans still aren't showing up. Maybe it's all the rain lately in Missouri, as I'm not sure we've played a sunny game at home so far this season. Defense gets the stop. We're up 10-3. Now Shamari Lawrence has a ton of space, picks up a first down. An incredible move to make the safety look dumb, and he continues his stellar play. A check down to Rennell Johnson, picks up 5 to make it 3rd down and 5. Joyner in the backfield on this 3rd down. Clark in the shotgun, has time, steps back, fires softly to James Blackstrain on the drag route, has a ton of space, and picks up the first. Now on 2nd down to 3, man breaking open. That's Rennell Johnson down the middle. Touchdown number 2 for our number 9. As Clark doesn't miss Johnson, they came out in cover 2, and Johnson just hit the seam. Nobody within 10 yards of Johnson as he crosses the goal line, and Clark is not going to miss that pass. Just an incredible play call from Christian Robles to get the Bears into the end zone for the 2nd time. Now a deep pass down the left sideline looking for James Blackstrain. Thought he had a chance at it, but the defenders make a good play and knock it away. A deep pass down the middle. There's Rennell Johnson again. What a start to this game for Rennell Johnson. Another long pass to him down the middle gets us down into Panther territory. But now 2nd down and 7, looking for Gary Clinton. There was some contact at the top of that route. He was unable to make his break. We'll see what this penalty is. I imagine it is going to be pass interference on the defense, and that's what the officials call. We catch a break there. We're going to take it over. 1st down and goal at the 6-yard line. Clark almost threw his 4th interception of the episode, but we get bailed out with that penalty. Facing a 3rd down and goal from the 2-yard line, Lawrence and Joyner flank Clark. Lawrence gets the carry. The hole closes quickly. We get brought down at the 2 to make it 4th and goal. We're going for it. Clark fires quickly to Rennell Johnson, looking for his 3rd touchdown. Unable to connect. And FIU has a chance to take all the momentum after tying this game up. A big sack makes it 3rd down and 17. Now Clark fires to the right side looking for Joyner. He wasn't open even if Clark was able to get rid of that. We go into halftime tied. We get the ball first, but nothing's cooking on this first drive so far. Clark finds Jamari Robinson. He sits down and then turns upfield to pick up the first. Clark in the pocket now on 2nd down and 10 looking for Dash Luke on the corner route. And a great catch and throw from Clark to Luke as he goes out of bounds at the 41. Now Josh Joyner has a chance, tries to break a tackle, but picks up 11 anyway. Joyner still in the game on this 2nd down and 12. Clark with an incredible layered throw over the linebacker in front of the safety as Clinton catches that and then gets laid out by the cornerback. On 3rd down and 14, we try to force it to Joyner. Not a good pass at all or a good decision to throw that football, and that's an interception for Clark. The Panthers take over with a chance to drive the field and take the lead. That would be their first lead since going up 3-0 on their first drive. And we're looking like we're losing all of the momentum and rhythm in this game. Like I said earlier, the Panthers only have 1 loss in conference play. Liberty is pacing the conference right now. They are undefeated overall. So we're going to have to make something happen on this drive to take that momentum back. 3rd down and 1. The fake to Joyner. Clark fires just behind the linebacker to find Rennell Johnson. I'm not sure how that pass got in there, but Johnson hangs on for the 1st down. Now at midfield after converting that 3rd down, Joyner with back-to-back carries picks up a couple of firsts, and we're suddenly in a rhythm on offense, down to the 38. Gary Clinton with a tough catch, 3rd down and inches. Let's see what Coach Christian Robles dials up here. It's a fake jet touch pass. Josh Joyner with nowhere to go. That play got broken up in the backfield. We settle for 3, and the Panthers respond. It's still tied 20-20 with 10:45 left in the game. Jacob Clark rolling out right. I didn't think he was going to get the corner, even with that defensive tackle being the one in pursuit. And then on 3rd down and 2, it's an RPO looking for Blackstrain. We're unable to convert. But the Panthers don't score either. We're still tied on this 3rd down and 8. Gary Clinton with a good route on the out route. Clark finds him. He gets out to the 43. Now on 2nd down and 8, Clark fires over the middle. There's James Blackstrain to put Clark over 300 yards today. Another pass on 1st down. Another catch for James Blackstrain. Christian Robles finding his rhythm as a play caller. And now Josh Joyner hits the hole. He turns on the Jets. Nobody's going to touch him. He goes untouched to the house for another touchdown in this episode. That's 2 rushing touchdowns for Joyner today as he hits the hole. A great hole opened up by this offensive line. The safety over-pursued, and Joyner doesn't get touched. Nobody within 10 yards as he crosses the goal line. We take an important lead up 27-20 now with just 3 minutes left. Another carry for Joyner, makes a corner miss on the tackle, picks up about 10 yards. Joyner's up to 74 yards today. I can't say enough about what he's been able to bring to the table for this Bears offense. He's somebody I've really enjoyed playing with. Now Joyner on 2nd down and 18. Gain of 1 makes it 3rd down and long. Just under 3 minutes left. A draw play to Joyner. He breaks the tackle, almost picks up a 1st down. Gets stopped short, 4th and 2. But we're going for it. We have nothing to lose. Let's seal the deal right here. We're going to let this clock wind down as much as we can. Lawrence with the carry, cuts it upfield, picks up the 1st, and the Panthers are out of timeouts. With 2 minutes left, we take a knee, and that'll do it. We are victorious for win number 5 in a row. We move to 6-2 on the season. Ronell Johnson with just an incredible game. 10 catches, 141 yards, and 2 touchdown catches. He could have had 3, but the corner made a great play to knock the ball loose. Our last game today is a pivotal matchup against the Liberty Flames. They're currently undefeated. I'm going to show every offensive play from this game, deviating from what we've done, just showing the highlights. But we get to take a look here as Jacob Clark, after 8 games, has set the single-season passing touchdowns record. An incredible season so far for Jacob Clark, as with that win, we seal a bowl bid in Missouri State's first season in FBS. Ronell Johnson is your Conference USA Player of the Week, and who else would it be? A couple long catches in that game, 141 yards through the air, of course scoring those 2 important touchdowns. Now the battle of the undefeateds. Liberty's 8-0, 4-0 in conference. We're 6-2, 4-0 in conference. The Liberty Flames have not really been tested so far this season. Their average margin of victory is over 20. They've won every game they've had. And this is going to be our biggest test so far of the series. We'll see what Coach Christian Robles can do in the first big primetime game of his career. The Liberty Flames are coming off a win over Delaware, 38-13. We're going to take a look at the stats heading into this last game of today's episode. Jacob Clark with 25 touchdown passes. Josh Joyner averaging almost 6 yards per carry. He's added over 400 yards through the air out of the backfield. Liberty is led by Ethan Vasco, 19 touchdown passes this year, only 4 interceptions. But we have an incredible opportunity ahead of us. If we win this game, we're in control of Conference USA heading into the last episode of this first season with Coach Christian Robles. But we'll just have to see what team comes out today. Is it our stagnant offense from the New Mexico State game? Or is it the one that put up over 60 points last episode? The secondary for Liberty is led by cornerback Dexter Ricks Jr. He has 3 interceptions on the season. We'll have to watch him on those routes on the outside. We go to Virginia to take on the Liberty Flames. Under the lights. Liberty's wearing their all-red uniforms for a game that could help decide the Conference USA title race. We come out with our black pants, white top, and white helmet. We're hoping to take the enthusiasm, the energy from this crowd, and turn it into something productive on the offensive side. Missouri State, Liberty, here we go. We start with the football after a turnover at the plus 44-yard line. Shamari Lawrence gets us going with a run, picks up 1 yard. Now Josh Joyner in the backfield flanking Clark. He's in the shotgun looking down the middle. There's Gary Clinton. Somehow catches that football in front of 2 defenders as we see Liberty with an injury already on the second play from scrimmage for this defense. Ronell Johnson continuing his strong play, picks up 9 to make it 2nd down and 1. 10 minutes left in this first quarter. Shamari Lawrence goes in motion. It's the swing pass to Lawrence, trying to get out on the edge, trying to make the safety miss in space, unable to. It's first down and 10 from the 11. Good pursuit from the Flames defense brings Lawrence down for a loss of 4. Second down and 14. There's Ronell Johnson on the drag route, picking up 6. Third down and 8 as we see another Liberty Flame defender go down with an injury. Clark now firing to the corner of the end zone. There's Gary Clinton. Had a step on the linebacker. He corrals it, gets 2 feet down, and that's a touchdown for the Missouri State Bears. We start the game on defense, force a turnover, and we get into the end zone on our first drive. Not the start this Liberty Flame crowd was hoping for, but an incredible start for this Bears offense. Christian Robles comes out with a great game plan on our first drive, and we get into the end zone. Picking up after Liberty kicks a field goal, it's second down and 10 from the 25. Clark has both of his star running backs in the game. This time the give goes to Lawrence. Once again, nowhere to go. Great rallying to the football by this defensive line for the Flames. Now Jamari Robinson breaking open past the corner. Clark fires it in just before the safety could get there, and we convert. First down and 10 now at midfield. Josh Joyner on the carry picks up about 6. That's his first touch of today's game. Now an out route for Ronell Johnson. He picks up the first down and 10 from the 38. Joyner with his second carry tries to break it outside, unable to get away from that defensive tackle. Now Clark fires it to Gary Clinton on the right sideline, has a ton of space, and he works the football down to the 20. Inside the red zone, Josh Joyner with the carry picks up a first down. We're down inside the 10. First down and goal at the 8. Clark looking to make something happen here on our second offensive drive. That's almost an identical play to what we had on our first drive. Gary Clinton, same corner, same result. It's a touchdown for the Bears. Clark fires it perfectly to Gary Clinton as he broke that route off just in time to create separation from the defender. Clark had a defender coming at him, trying to bring him down, but he gets rid of the football just in time. We go up 14-3. On their next drive, Liberty kicks a field goal. We're up 14-6. Starting this drive off with a big pass play to freshman running back Josh Joyner. Really can't say enough about his play this season. He's been a dynamic playmaker in that backfield. Second down and 14 from the 44. Lawrence in motion. Looks like another swing screen out to him. This time he's able to make the safety miss. Coughs up the football, but he recovers it on his own. Third down and 7. Clark gets hit as he throws, and we just have to punt the football away. The defense gets to stop. We take over at the 20. Second down and 8. Josh Joyner on the carry. Cuts it back. A great hole opened up by the offensive line, and he gets out to the 35. Josh Joyner with a strong showing in this pivotal matchup. Now Clark fires over the middle. James Blackstring with the stiff arm, sending the defender to the turf, picking up the first down. Now Gary Clinton up the seam, uncovered. A pretty bold strategy from this defense for the Flames. Gary Clinton's gotten into the end zone twice. He's already up to 70 yards today. Clark fires over the middle. There's Ronell Johnson getting laid out, but hanging on to the football. First down and 10 from the 17. Timing thrown off on that screen makes it second down. Joyner in the backfield gets laid out. Our offensive line just didn't even touch that defensive lineman, and Joyner had nowhere to go. Third down and 14. Clark just throws this ball away wisely. We kick a field goal. After another turnover, we pick up on offense at the 26. Ronell Johnson gets us down to the 16. It's second down and inches. Threatening to make this a 3-possession lead. Not exactly what I was expecting coming into tonight's game. Lawrence has nowhere to go. It's third down and 1 at the 2-minute warning of this first half. Lawrence gets another chance at it. Goes right behind the left guard. Picks up the first down to the 12. Now Joyner with the carry. Gets down inside the 5. He's getting tackled at the 3. Second down and 1 now. Both running backs in the game. It's a sweep to Shamari Lawrence. A great block on the edge by Josh Joyner gets Lawrence into the end zone. And we go up 24-6 on the road at night at Liberty. We're winning by 18. Jacob Clark has played very efficiently so far earlier in this game. Gary Clinton has been the X factor, getting open, making plays, getting into the end zone twice. And now Lawrence adding his name to the box score. Unbelievable start from this Bears team as we go into halftime up 24-13. The Flames make it interesting on their last drive of the first half. Gary Clinton having a player of the game performance so far. 5 catches, 70 yards. Those 2 touchdown catches in the same corner of the end zone. Shamari Lawrence and Josh Joyner struggling somewhat to get something going consistently on the ground. We'll try to get that changed here in this second half. Now Joyner out of the backfield, breaks free, nobody close to him, has one man to beat, tries to stiff arm him, but gets taken down at the 25. Immediately out of halftime, Josh Joyner hits the wheel route. The linebacker has no chance to keep up with him, and the safety is late trying to help out. 53 yards gained on that play. We're threatening to go back up 18. First down and 10 from the 25. Clark sends Lawrence in motion. Another swing screen out to Lawrence, this time to the left side. Picks up about 9. Second down and 1 with 11.5 minutes left in this third quarter. You can see Clark goes over 3,000 yards. I'm really enjoying these new animations from the quarterback. You can see Clark go with kind of a sidearm delivery on that pass. Something we haven't seen in football games really before this season. That pass is incomplete. Third down and 1. We'll see what we draw up on offense. Joyner gets shot out of a gun up the middle, down to the 5. First down and goal now. Lawrence back in the game, cuts it back, gets into the end zone, powered through the tackle, and we go back up 18 points. At this point, I had to make sure I was playing on Heisman. So I go into the menu, and there it is. We are playing on Heisman. You can see the rest of my settings right there. Up 31-13 on Heisman with this Missouri State Bears offense. Lawrence with another give, picks up 8 yards. On second down and 2, back-to-back carries for Lawrence. This time only picks up 1. It's third down and short. 3 straight carries for Lawrence, able to get across the 15. First down and 10 from the 17-yard line. 7:45 left. I think we're going to try to shorten this game as much as we can now that we are up 3 possessions for the second time. On second down and 4, Clark fires over the middle. Great anticipation, seeing James Blackstrain coming open and finding him for the first down. Now a screen pass to Gary Clinton. A little bit of traffic with his offensive lineman, but is able to pick up 3. Second down and 7. Nobody containing Clark. This is not what he's known for. But he rumbles and bumbles across midfield. It's first down and 10 at the 48. Joyner back in the game now. Has a hole up the middle. Only picks up a couple. Good pursuit from the defense to close that gap quickly. Second down pass gets deflected. On third down and 8, there goes Joyner in motion. Clark fires it short, setting James Blackstrain up to get laid out, but he hangs on to the football. Liberty adds a field goal, makes it a 2-possession game, up 31-16, now under a minute left in the third quarter. We're going to have to run one more play before we hit the 4th. It's third down and 11. Try a little slip screen to Shamari Lawrence. Great blocking out ahead of him, and he just is able to pick up the first down. We're going to keep possession heading to the fourth quarter, looking to extend our lead to 22. We see that the Missouri State Bears are not ranked. Liberty is receiving votes, though. They are 8-0. Not sure their strength of schedule is very high. That's keeping them out of the top 25. First down and 10 to start this fourth quarter. Gary Clinton picking up where he left off, but this time only picking up a yard. 11.5 minutes left. Josh Joyner on the carry. Good stop by the defensive end to bring him down after a gain of 2. Clark in the pocket on third down and 7 finds Lawrence out of the backfield, something we haven't seen as much before today. Liberty scores again. They're making it interesting. Our lead gets trimmed to 8. Down to 7 minutes left in the fourth. Clark fires out to the right. A diving try from Rernell Johnson, unable to connect. Makes it third down and 10, but now dashed Luke, breaking across the middle, getting open, creating separation. Luke is a speedy slot receiver, and he's able to pick up the first. On the ensuing play, Josh Joyner gets us across midfield. He's up to 67 yards on the ground. Of course, he did have that big 53-yard reception out of the backfield as well. On second down and 9, Clark fires over the middle. Rernell Johnson with another grab. Picks up 8. Just over 5 minutes left now. Lawrence with the carry, picks up the first. We're inside the red zone. First down and 10 from the 18. Joyner goes in motion. Clark looking across the middle. There's James Blackstrain getting separation and getting a first down. First down and goal at the 6. Joyner and Lawrence again both in the backfield. This creates problems for the defense as they are having to account for both of these guys out of the passing game but also in the running game. A give to Lawrence on the left side. Nowhere to go this time. Second down and goal from the 8. Now a jet touch pass to Ronell Johnson, trying to get him out in space, but nowhere to go. Third down and goal from the 10. Clark firing over the middle, overthrows his intended receiver, Ronell Johnson, and we missed the field goal. 2.5 minutes left. Our defense got to stop. We're still up 8. Liberty is going to burn all 3 of their timeouts. We're going to have to pick up a first if we want to avoid them getting the football again. On second down and 14, Shamari Lawrence cuts the distance in half, makes it third down and 7. Now Dash Luke across the middle. Clark finds him. He hangs on through the contact and picks up the first down. We are going to have to get one more first down because we can't just take knees and finish this game. Second down and 6. Josh Joyner with another carry, this time nowhere to go. Down to a minute 20. Third down and 6. We roll out with Clark and throws an incomplete pass. I was trying to catch the defense off guard, but that was good pursuit from the defense. We have to punt this ball away. The kick is up, and we'll see where they take over. A minute and 11 seconds left, and our defense does its job. We win 38-23. A pick 6 gives us the 15-point victory as Jacob Clark comes away with player of the game accolades. 335 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. His most impressive game of the season. I think Dash Luke was an integral part to that win, picking up 2 big third down conversions, the biggest one happening on our last offensive drive. We take control of Conference USA, give Liberty their first loss of the season. As you take a look at the stats, it wasn't really close. Over 100 more yards of total offense than the Flames. Ethan Vasco was held to under 200 yards. Clark does not throw an interception for the first game in this episode. Josh Joyner a little bit more effective than Shamari Lawrence, but neither running back really had a ton of space to work with. After a great first half, Gary Clinton only had 2 catches for 4 yards in the second half. The Liberty Flame defense did a much better job of keeping him in check. After that win over the Flames, I was interested to see where we were at in the top 25 or if we were even picking up votes. We see Liberty still receiving votes, 72 votes received after we advanced the week. Same thing in the coaches poll. They picked up 67 votes, currently sitting as the number 28 team in the country. Missouri State's on a 6-game winning streak. We're 7-2, 5-0 in conference. We've scored the most points in Conference USA by 30. Coach Christian Robles is doing an incredible job, and I think we're going to have a lot of opportunities once we hit the end of this season. Next episode, we finish out this first season with Coach Robles at Missouri State with 3 big games. We want to stay undefeated in conference, and we want Jacob Clark to win all conference first team. A great series of games. We saw his first game without multiple touchdown passes today, but he cleaned it up in that last game against Liberty. Josh Joyner has 560 yards rushing on only 98 carries. He's gotten into the end zone 3 times. Shamari Lawrence has 8 rushing touchdowns. I think Josh Joyner is an incredible running back, but I'm not sure he'd be able to handle a full load. Ronell Johnson getting close to 1,000 yards. Only 7 catches for 44 yards against Liberty. His lowest output of the season to date. There's been a little bit of a dry spell getting him into the end zone. Only 2 touchdowns over the last 5 games. But that's been made up for by other guys like James Blackstrain and Gary Clinton. Josh Joyner with 482 yards receiving. He's over 1,000 total yards this year on only 129 touches for the running back. Conference USA rankings, Jacob Clark, as expected, is leading the way in passing yards and passing touchdowns. He has the highest completion percentage if you take out Drew Vioto. 27 touchdowns is better than Dexter Williams, who's in second with 26. Clark is also the highest touchdown percentage thrower this season with guys who are regular starters. Throwing for over 342 yards per game, 9.2 yards per attempt. He's leading in every major statistical category. On the rushing side of things, we get to take a look at Shamari Lawrence, the 8th or 9th best rusher so far this season. Right behind him is Josh Joyner. But with 8 touchdowns, Lawrence is much closer to the top of the leaderboard. He's tied for third with 8 touchdown runs this season. On the receiving side of things, Ronell Johnson has 66 catches, good for second most in the conference. His 906 yards are the most. His 8 touchdowns are also third. It's been an incredible season so far through 9 games. I'm interested to see where the rest of this series takes us. Will we be a journeyman coach, or will we find a place that we can stick? Let me guys know what you think down in the comments. Thank you again for watching. Remember to like this video, as it really does help it out. Comment, let me know how you think the series is going. Join if you are able and willing and want to do so. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys later.